towards the clouds. Soul salutations. Do what you want, ditch what you don't want. We'll begin standing, get oriented. And when I say get oriented, I mean find yourself here. So look around. What's around you? Setting out your focal point outside of you, a spot on the wall, a plant, a spot on the ceiling. Feeling your feet step side to side into the floor. And really receiving that, really receiving the ground, that contact. And then maybe this becomes your focal point, sensation on the surface of you. Sensation on the surface of you in relation to the external world. Or maybe your focal point is your breath, letting your breath draw your attention deeper and deeper and deeper into the depths of your internal landscape. What's here, what's here? Knowing at any point you get to choose inside, surface, outside, how you align your attention, how you align your presence. And more important than depth is actual commitment to presence, yeah? So a couple times side to side, and then bring yourself to stillness. A stillness feels like a comfortable place, a safe place. Big breath here. Exhale, side out. Twice more like that, big breath. Roll the shoulders up. Exhale it out. This time, inhale, arms come up, hold them up, reach them away from you. And then exhale, take them down, hands to body, or by your sides, maybe giving yourself a hug. And just seeing what you are here with. What are you waking up with? This is the start of the day. You get to choose what you're keeping on the shelf. You get to choose what you're taking with you. So make that choice. Intentionally set it. Big breath with it in. Big breath with it out. The hands come by the sides. Find a little wiggle in the fingertips. Let that little wiggle become a wrist shake. And then slowly over time, let it travel up the arms. Shake it, shake it, shake it. Shimmy your shoulders. Let the knees, the hips shake. And then as if from a simmer to a rolling boil, let your shake be like this rolling boil. And then inhale, take the lid off, let some air out. Exhale, do that a couple times. Start with just the simmer and the fingertips. Let it come into the wrist. Slowly build it up the arms, into the shoulders, into the torso, into the hips, into the legs. Roll that boil. Wake up your body. Shake it, maybe the heels kind of run into one place. And then inhale, take the lid off. Exhale. One more time like that. Shake it out. Wake it up. Move it around. Give it love. Give it attention. Boil out any of the stuff, any of the excess. Shake it out. Tap the heels. And then inhale, take it up. Exhale. And just stand in the residue of that. Okay, find these heel taps. So lifting and lowering the heels. Being soft in the knees so that you're letting the impact just softly land in the joints. And it's kind of like, you know, you're a salty toddler being like, oh, Mom, So just like, get a little sulky about it. Get a little sulky about it. You know, there's a lot to be sulky about today in the world. So just like give that sulkiness expression. Let it be in your body. How often do we allow it to be here? So let it be here. Hold space for it. And then know that when you feel like you don't have the capacity to hold space for your sulkiness, the ground can. The ground can. So let the ground take it. And you can get bigger with it. You can let the arms swing down. Maybe audible exhale every time. You send those heels down. Maybe bringing the torso involved however you want, like swing it down. Oh, what do you want to let go of? What do you want to shake out? What do you want to give away? Let the ground turn it into nutrients for the soil. Let it out, let it out. All right. 4, 3, 2, last one. Hold with the hands up. Feel this. What are you transforming here? What did you transform? When you let sulkiness have expression, what does it turn into afterwards? Exhale, take the hands down. Chin to chest. Round yourself forward. Let the knees soften. Rolling down. As instructed by our card, roll it down. Nice and slow, bending the knees as much as needed so that your spine can find more fluidity as it rolls. Ground through the feet, strong legs, tuck the pelvis under, use abdominal engagement to slowly roll yourself back up. And then at the top, feel as though your rib cage is a hot air balloon that wants to keep floating up your head. Your shoulders reach back, your glutes stay strong, space in the lower back. And then roll it down again, shoulders roll forward, chin to chest. Soften, roll. And we'll go between these two shapes a bunch. So move slow, move at your own pace. Let this be a sweet inquiry into how your whole body is doing. Press into the floor with the legs as you engage yourself upright. Unfurling, letting the heart continue to shine upwards, the glutes forwards. Don't be in a hurry, slow it down, slow it down. The slower you go, the more you notice. Can you be brave enough to notice? Can you be brave enough to acknowledge? Can you be brave enough to address what the sensations in your body are communicating to you? What does it mean? Maybe it needs you to hold in a spot. Maybe it needs you to wave in a spot to really, really look at whatever's there. Maybe it needs you to shake out in a spot. So listen to yourself. Your body knows. Your body knows, your ego doubts. So if you feel doubt come up, take a breath. Take a breath with the doubt and then see if you can clear it with the exhale, connecting to your inner wisdom. You are wise, you really are. One more time. Next time you're up, let's take the arms up. Glutes forward, front of ribs down, elbows wide, send the heart up a little bit, feel a stretch across the chest. Take the arms up, cross them over, round it out. Kind of like a standing cat-cow. Inhale up. Exhale, open. Up. Exhale, round it out. Reciprocity here, yeah? Opening it up and sharing. And then rounding it out, feeling, taking for yourself. And how can all of our actions be in reciprocity? How can the way that we spend our energy, we spend our attention, our actions, the way we show up in relationship to the external world, equal parts in, equal parts out. Equal parts in, equal parts out. One more time like this. Hold in your standing spinal extension and your back bend. Pause. What does your spine need to feel secure, stable, and sustainable here? For me, I always need to tuck my pelvis under a little bit. Find that for you. What do you need? What do you need? Take the arms up. Clasp opposite shoulder, forehead towards the pubic bone, so you're in this like deep rounded shape of the spine. Side to side rock slow. Say hello to the sides of your back body. Noticing what's here. What do the sensations here need? Do they need pause? Do they need more attention? Can you pause and give more attention wherever it's being asked for? We so readily pause and give attention to people, places, things outside of us. But what about you? What about yourself? What about inside of you? Next time you're over to the right, hold. Stay here or explore slight rotation, staying to the side, towards the ceiling, towards the floor. Don't worry about range. Just let this be like, oh, what would be possible if I did this? What would I address? What would I uncover? What would I learn if I did this? Maybe you learn your body does not like it. Maybe you learn you love it. Maybe you learn your boundaries. Maybe you learn your capacity, but do it to learn something. Next time you're facing towards the floor, hold, round it over to center, and then over to the other side. Pause for a moment, anchor through the feet. And then find that rotational exploration. It can be so different than the other side. In terms of range, in terms of capacity and boundaries.
Hey baby, let's get away, let's go someplace, where I don't care. He's the kind of guy.
Next time you're facing towards the floor, hold, pause. Roll it down to center. Let the hands drop. And then fold on over, hands can come to blocks, floor, shins, chair, or wall. And then find some waves of the spine here. Letting the legs get involved however they want, but can you find this undulation of the spine? Freeing up our center. Clearing any blockages. Any traffic jams. Letting this movement be like a cleansing wave washing over our center. Two more. Last one. Fold all the way down. Hands can fall wherever they fall, and just have the head shake yes and no. Let all of that energy that we stirred up through the center of our body find its way to integrate. All right, while you're down here, lift the toes, see the arches lift. Keep that activation in the feet going, lower the toes. So keep the activation in the feet going, rip the mat apart, feel the outer line of the legs engage. Simultaneously imagine you're holding a beach ball between the knees. So you've got the entire cylinder of the leg engaged. Keep that up. Bend the knees, sink the hips, the hands stay low, and then straighten. So you're doing a cute little squat without the weight of the torso. Again, your hands can be anywhere, on a wall, on a chair, on blocks, so that you can get into this action in the legs, maintaining all of the activity in the feet, ripping the mat apart, hugging something between inner thighs. Just notice. Every time the legs are straight, can you feel the quads squeeze up and down, down? Okay, next time you're bent, full bent, you can stay right here or hug up on the abdominals so that the hands get light off the floor. You can stay here or find a little bit of length through the rib cage, but don't let the lower back arch. Ribs stay into the body, front ribs stay into the body. Hands can come back behind you, hold, kind of like you're downhill skiing. Maybe we'll all become professional downhill skiers this winter. What do you think? COVID hobbies? Couple breaths here, rip the mat apart. Don't lose any of the work in the feet, in the legs. Find your 360 breath. Where do you go when things get hard? What are you saying to yourself? What are you holding on to that actually doesn't serve you in this moment? Leave it on the shelf. Take something that will serve you. Here for another breath, maybe you take your arms in line with the ears for extra load, extra challenge. Extra doesn't mean better, it just means different. One more breath. Oh. Inhale, come all the way up. Stay engaged in the legs, stay engaged in the legs, stay engaged in the glutes. Feel like your feet are really rooting you into the floor as your rib cage and arms want to go up, 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 up. So equal energy in both directions. You are the bridge between polarities. You are the bridge between the paradox. So play the role of the bridge. Elbows wide, chest open, legs still strong, abs still on. Take the arms up. Exhale, round it out. Rotate over to the right. Let the arms float in opposite directions. Bend the knees, shake the hips. Circle. Circle up the other side. Roots first before we do the other side. Root, reach, center. Equal engagement in all the directions, the up, down, the in, the out. Find it. Center yourself in the polarity. Find it, find it, find it. And then move with it, open up. Inhale, up and over, round it out. To the left. Slow, open the arms. Slow, bend the knees, sink. And then we circle, all the way up, step the feet wider, toes turned out, palms forward. Engage through the body. A moment of reciprocity here, giving, receiving, inhaling, exhaling. Strong, vulnerable. All of it. One more breath. Stop bending the knees, circle it down, hinge it forward. And then once your hands are to the floor, block, chair, parallel the feet. And then shift the hips side to side. You're sending weight over to the right, And then weight over to the left, like you're hiking one hip at a time. Again, you can bend your knees as much as possible. And then maybe you get this like cat kneading action happening in the hands, right? Like the hips hike so much that your spine can follow its rotation, and your shoulders hike with it, maybe. And then just keep exploring your capacity with this action, pressing into whatever's pawing into the floor and allowing to float open the other hand. Perhaps that means full rotation with the arm coming up. Perhaps it means staying with just the hips. Things don't have to be more complex to be better. They can be just as complex as you like it. You don't have to keep adding. You can just stay. You can just stay. Or you can titrate. You can get big, you can go small. Experiment, feel. You don't know what your body needs until you experiment. And then listen to it. Next time your right hip is hiked, hold it. Press into your left hand a lot. Maybe the right hand comes up as well. Pull the front of the rib cage in. Let the head be chilled. Your head can stay looking down. And then thread the right hand through towards the left side. Holding here for a moment. Turning the right toes out. So you're facing the left, but the right toes are turning out. And if you want, experiment with bending this knee in and out a couple times. Watch what's happening in the right hip. Keep hugging the right hip forward. All right, so don't let the right hip sneak on back. Keep engaging it into center. Getting all of the same activations in your right leg, like when we were setting up for our chair, for our squat. Next time the knee's bent, hold. If you weren't bending, bend for a moment. And then walk your hands to frame your front leg. You're in a lunge. You can take a blanket to pad your back knee. You can take your hands on blocks, on chair, on wall. And then be loosey-goosey about this for a second. Just let the hips move. Be in the play space of exploring with curiosity, and you can move and send your torso in all these different directions just to see. And also see what your relationship is to free direction, right? Are you like, God, I wish Robin would just tell me what to do? No one can tell you what to do. Rather than leaning to me, lean into your sensations. They know better than I do. There is no one else but you that can tell you what you need. Find yourself in your kneeling lunge. Okay, tuck your back toes under. This is an option. Actually, first this. Squeeze inner thighs, squeeze outer hips. Like find the hook into center. Tuck your toes under if you want to. If you want to, lift your leg. Back leg. Really root down into the front leg. And just like when we were in our squat, start to hug up on the abdominals. Maybe the hands get light off of whatever they were grounding into. Your hands can come back behind you. You can stay here. What do you need so that this shape feels sustainable? Maybe you need to shorten your stance, widen your stance. Maybe you need to hold onto a chair or a wall or some sort of support that's outside of you. Ain't no shame in seeking support outside of you. Be here for a bit. And notice how your stability will shift and just keep coming back into hugging into center and rooting into the ground. Your hands can stay back here, or a few times explore taking your arms up and down. 2 more times, up, down. Last one like this before we switch it up. Find what your spine needs for support. Move the torso. So the torso is moving with the arms. Try to stay solid through the legs. And if that's too much data to compute at the same time, then let go of some of the elements. Just 2 more. Up, down. Last one, up and hold, pause. Play with the pelvis positioning here. Tuck and tilt back. Notice where your spine feels more supported. Where does the spine feel happiest in terms of pelvic alignment? And then hold your pelvis there. I call this the Goldilocks porridge pelvic alignment. And then once you found it, or think you found it, hold, breathe, commit it to muscle memory. Let your ego register. Ah, okay. Okay, I'm listening to you, sensation. All right, that's when magic happens. When our ego and our body sensations can come to mutual understanding. Yeah, mutual understanding. 1 more breath. Inhale, straighten the front leg, pivot on your back heel, so now you're in this open hip stance. Okay, so before we move, center of right hip, center of right knee, center of right ankle are in alignment. So adjust the way your pelvis opens to maintain that alignment. And then we just bend and straighten. As fast as slow as you want. Slower the more your body feels. Faster the more your brain has to work to keep all of the stabilizing actions playing at the same time. So you decide what kind of challenge you want. Do you want the felt sense challenge? Or do you want your brain's reactivity challenge to like, act fast, act fast? 2 more times. Finding your Goldilocks pelvic alignment here. Okay, last one, bend, hold. We're in this warrior-ish stance. Your arms can go out. Send the fingertips up to the ceiling, hold. Hug this outer right hip in, just like when we were stretching earlier. You can even think of sending inner right thigh up to the ceiling. Get all of this engagement going in the right leg. Bend the rib cage up, but keep the fronts of the lowest rib down. So many things to pay attention to. Couple more breaths here. Adding some wrist mobility up and down with the fingers. Knowing you can decrease the bend in your bent leg any amount. All right, let's go for 4, 3, 2, 1. We flow with the leg, arms come up, legs straighten. Exhale, take it out. Up and out. As we repeat this, the right hip might want to jut out to the back, so you got to keep hugging it in. The spine might want to flare, so you got to keep that maintained. 2 more times, up, down. Last one, up, down, and hold. All right, left arm comes up and overhead. Your elbow can rest on your knee for more support, and then you swing up and over, reverse the warrior. Yum, yum. Yeah, you're still working the legs in the same shape, and then we're challenging it by moving the torso. We're challenging our legs' ability to stay stable, grounded, rooted, all of that work stays the same so that we can find this upper body freedom. 2 more times. Notice what's coming up. Next time you are leaning over in your side angle hold, the more that your hand is resting on something, the more support. The more that the further away your hands are away from anything that it can ground into, the harder. So you choose, you choose. Couple more breaths here. Stay here, just straighten the front leg. But imagine you're still bending the knee so that you still got engagement around the knee. Hold. Your left arm reaches back, palm up. Stay long through the neck, long through the top side oblique. Reach your right arm over your front leg, long through this right side. One more big breath in our kind of sort of triangle. All right, bend the knee. Open it up into your reverse warrior. Come back to warrior 2. See about it, see about it. Pivot on the back heel. High lunge. Maybe your front foot is freaking out like mine is. Take your hands down to wherever. Lift your right toes up towards the ceiling. Give them a wiggle. Thank you, foot. Thank you for being so committed to my rooting, my balance. You did really well. Celebrate yourself. Celebrate your work. Step into the front foot. Back knee down. Both knees down. Tabletop. Inhale, open up. Exhale, round it out. Move through that a couple times. Feel free to get round about it. Feel free to make circles, spirals. Just reset hips and spine however feels good. Hands come onto the floor, tuck the toes under. This is an option. Up and back to downward dog. Pedal at the feet. You can stay cat-cowing, you can chill in child's pose as we transition to the other side. Or lift the heels, hug up on the abdominals, round the spine, roll it up into plank. Grounding into the finger knuckles, puffing up the shoulder blades, squeezing the glutes down. Knitting the front ribs towards the front hips. Full body engagement. Hinge the hips back to downward dog. So cat-cow is the alternative, or you're resetting your spine this way, or you're finding how your body wants to reset. One more of whatever you're doing. Hold in effort, whatever effort looks like for you. Breathe with it. Acknowledge it like, yes, I am efforting and I'm doing a really good job. I'm breathing, I'm mindful, I'm here, I'm encouraging myself. What do you need? What do you need to effort more or effort still? One more breath. Up and back, walk your hands back to your feet, forward fold, roll out the wrists. If you can reach maybe the backs of the hands on the floor, open and close the fist, giving the wrists a stretch. Lift the toes, engage the feet, find the entire leg cylinder of engagement again. Hands can stay low, bend 3 times. Ripping the mat apart with the feet, hugging something in between the knees. Bend and hold, pause. Abdominals engaged to lift the torso maybe. Arms reach back, downhill skiing. Let's go, 3 times the arms up. Exhale, 2 more, staying with all of the activation in the legs. Finding your Goldilocks pelvis alignment. Next time your arms are up, hold them up. Add the torso swing 3 times down. Exhale, up. Nice and slow, melt it down, controlled, mindful, present. Stay here, stay with yourself. Don't leave, stay with yourself. Next time you're up, hold it up, pause. Feel it. You are such a strong, hard worker. Feel it. One more breath here. Feel it. Inhale, come all the way up. Strong legs still. Exhale, elbows wide, back bend. Inhale, up, lengthen. Exhale, round it out. Side bend over to the right. We pick it up a little bit. Arms come wide. Bend the knees. circle. Up. Exhale, open. Slow it down right here. Inhale, reach it up. Exhale, round it out. We pick it up again slightly. We side bend. Arms out. Bend the knees. Circle. All the way up. Slow it down. Open up. Reciprocity, take it up. Exhale, round it down. Take it back up through center. Up. Find your Care Bear stance, wide legs, toes turned out, palms out. How you feeling? What's here? Notice. And it's not enough to do the thing. You gotta reflect about the thing so that you can actually learn from the thing. Think about the thing, do the thing, and then reflect about the thing, then learn about the thing. Necessary steps. Don't skip it. Big breath. Hinge it or roll it on forward. Hands fall wherever, on blocks, on the chair. Find your sassy hips. Rotating side to side, and then experiment here. What feels better? Toes turned parallel, slightly out. Find your Goldilocks ankle alignment. And then maybe this turns bigger. You push down into the grounding arm and you knead the floor like a cat, getting your torso more and more involved. Maybe you open it up, reach the arms out. Can look so different from the other side, allow it. Okay, next time the left hand is up, hold it. Root into the feet, find length through the torso, exhale, twist towards the right. 2 more times like that, open up. That's one. All right, twist and hold. Turn your left toes out if they're not already. Hug the outer left hip in and then bend this knee a couple times. Resisting the urge to let the hip jut out behind you, stay engaged.
You come off so well.
All right, next time the knees bend, hold. Walk your hands to frame your front foot. Come down onto your back knee. And find your ooey gooey exploration here. So move your hips, move your torso, explore about it. Have a little reset. And it can look so different, it can look so different than the other side. Stop putting unnecessary expectations on yourself, on the different sides of yourself. You are a complex being. All sides of yourself require specific attention. All right, bring it back to center. Hands wherever they need to be. Find activation in your front foot. Squeeze inner thighs, squeeze outer hips. Maybe tuck the back toes under, lift the leg. Lunge. All right, set it up, root down. You know that we're gonna be in this shape for a while, yeah? So say what you need to say, do what you need to do to be okay with it. Start to engage the abdominals, the torso lifts, the hands reach behind you. What do you need to sustain the shape? What effort is sustainable for you? And then find it, find your shift, be honest, it's okay, you're allowed. Move your hands if you wanna. Don't let the arm movements throw you off. Right, our commitment is to ground, our commitment is to center. The movements need to respect those commitments. Adding the torso if you want to, a few times lift. Exhale. Up. Exhale. Up and hold. Find your pelvic movement. Find your Goldilocks porridge. What position does the pelvis feel just right? Find it, feel it, remember it. Let the ego register it. Mutual understanding between all parts of yourself. Pivot on your back heel, straighten your front leg. Center of hip, center of knee, center of ankle. And then bend again, warrior. Take your arms out. Circle up the ankles, the wrists. I mean, the wrists are the ankles of your arms, so I'm not totally wrong. Hug the outer left hip in. Stay knitted in through the fronts of the ribs. Okay, different arm motion. Inhale up with the arms. Exhale down. Circle them behind you. Getting a engagement between the shoulder blades, a little bit of a stretch in front of the chest. Moving the arms with resistance if you want to add a little bit more engagement. Check in with your feet. How are they? How are the ankles? Do they feel okay? And by ankles, I really mean ankles. I don't mean wrists. You need to change your stance so that the joints feel like they can hold this for longer. Add the leg if you want to. Up. Exhale. Inhale. Up. Exhale. Twice more. Finding that synchronicity. Breath, body, thoughts. All parts of you present. One more time. Up. Exhale, hold in the warrior. We change it. Side angle. Up through center. Warrior. So the legs stay the same. We're just moving the torso. Recommitting to our centering, our rooting. Let that be more important than whatever your upper body is yearning for, I guess. Right? Like finding that compromise, structure and freedom. Finding that compromise, rooting and fluidity. The two must find mutual understanding. Otherwise, it's not fair. Okay, next time you are in side angle, elbow down towards the deep arm, in line with the ear, hold it. Find your centering, glutes forward, ribs in, full cylinder of the leg on. The further away your hand is from the floor or from the knee, the harder. Harder isn't better, just as harder, it's just different. Check yourself. Check yourself. Straighten your leg, front leg, but still imagine you're bending. Yes. Right arm to the right, opening the chest a little bit. Left arm stretches over a long left side of the body. Charged right side of the body. One more big breath here. Bend the knee. Sweep it up to a reverse warrior. Take it back to warrior, warrior. Feel it. Nice and slow and easy. Rotate to your high lunge. Nice and slow and easy. I use easy in like a sarcastic way. Hands to floor, blocks, chair. Straighten your left toes towards the ceiling. You can bend your back knee as much as you need to, but just like release your front foot. Wiggle the toes, point, flex, bend. Say thank you to that foot for all of its amazing work. Step into it. Back knee down. Left knee down. Tabletop. Okay, do you, boo. Reset however you want to. Cat-cow, 3D circles. Child's pose, side bends. What do you need? Downward dog, plank waves. What do you need? Stop listening to me. Start listening to your own self. What do you need? Be with yourself. Trust yourself. Breathe with yourself. Did you know you're deserving of your own trust? Because I didn't until recently, you know? And that's life. That's how we've been socialized, to not trust our inner instincts, to defer to the external systems that actually keep us small. Your liberation hinges upon trusting yourself. Collective liberation hinges upon all individuals trusting themselves. Find your way to a forward fold. Stop bending the knees, 3 ways of the spine. Inhale, roll it up. Exhale, roll it down. Up. Down. Up and hold, hands to wherever. We bend 3 times down. Get the foot and leg activation going. Press it up. Twice more, that's slow, down, down. Exhale, up, up. Last one, down, hold. Root into the floor, use your abs, get light, let the torso lift any amount. Find your Goldilocks pelvis alignment, the arms reach back, maybe 3 times, swing them up. Slow, slow, swing them back. Up. Back. Last one, up and hold. Add the torso with it, melt it down. Inhale up. And again, melt it down. Sway it up. Last one, down, we hold at the top. Feel it, feel it. Adjust so that you can feel it and it feels sustainable. It feels fair. It feels like all parts of you found mutual understanding. One more breath and then you know what comes. You get to flow it out. So just for a few more moments, be in this. Increase your capacity, edge your tolerance. You are so capable. Stop getting in the way of your own strength cultivation. This is it, this is it, this is it. You are right where you belong. This is it, this is it, this is it. Inhale, come up. Exhale, back bend, open up. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, round. Bend to the right. Let the arms free. Bend the knees. Circle as big or small as you want. We're here again. Exhale. Inhale, reach up. Round it down. To the left, to the left. Free the arms. Bend the knees, sing, sing. Circle, shoo. All the way up. One more time, each way. Listen to the words. You are right where you belong, right here in your body. That's the point of this practice, yeah? When we feel safe, at home in our body. Because when we do the work to feel that way, then we can feel safer regardless of where our body shows up in the world. Which is scary, I know. I know, it's so scary because people are assholes. Places are inhospitable. And that's why your self-worth is so important. So that you can occupy the spaces that don't believe you belong there. Because guess what? You belong there. I know I said one more each side, but now I mean it. Last time, last side. You belong. Right here, right in this. All parts of you, all the things that you're feeling. Allow it. Last time, last side. Make it yours. Make it extra yours. Care Bear stance, find it. Reciprocity, feel it. Reciprocity, believe it. It's possible. Reciprocity is possible. We just all have to be willing to do the work to create the conditions for reciprocity. It's possible. Breathe in that possibility. Exhale out the hope. Twice more. Breathe in possibility. Stare at the hope. Last time. Stare at the hope. Let the arms fall. Let your body collapse down towards the floor, however feels right for you. Making your way to your final resting shape. It could be anything. You could stay standing if you want. You can sit, you can lie down. Let the ground hold you. Let the ground hold you. Let the land hold you.
If lovelessness is godlessness, will you cast me to the wayside? Well, I feel the peel.
The land loves us so much. My, have we forgotten? Your body loves you so much, but my, have we forgotten? It's all linked. Can you feel it? We are all linked. Can you feel it? Breathe your awareness back into your body.
If my heart is idle,
Breathe yourself back into a regulated state. Breathe yourself back into this space. Staying wherever you are or finding your way to a seated position. Taking your hands wherever you feel called. Maybe even hugging yourself. Feeling into your own capacity to nurture yourself. Closing off, leaning into courageously hearing, feeling, using our voice. Taking a big inhale in. An invitation to hum it out. Repeating with every breath cycle. Inhale, possibility, hum out hope. Maybe every round you feel more emboldened by your voice, with your voice. Maybe. What do you need in order to stay in this work for longer? What do you need to tell yourself so that you trust that your voice is important, beautiful, necessary, sacred, needed, true, belonging? What do you need to hear? Say it to yourself and then share it out. The more and more we share our vulnerable voice, the more and more we inspire those around us to do the same. Our voices need each other. Your body needs your voice. The land needs your voice. It's all connected. Last breath. You get to stay in this space for as long as you need, as long as you have. I'm so grateful to each of you for joining me this morning. Thank you for sharing your work with me. And thank you for letting me share my work with you. And I'm so hopeful. Heartbroken and hopeful. And if you're heartbroken, turn it into hope too. It's possible. It's necessary. Thank you. I'm I'm going to sign off and cry for a little bit longer.